Alright, here we are with the ever elusive clutch update video, sort of. Okay, so this is our import male. This is Raz, and we're going to go through the clutch, but I wanted to show him off initially and then try to get babies in with him. So he's showing up a little more yellow, a little brighter than he actually is in the video.
He's like bronzy, coppery.
Yeah, he's a lot of real coppery, like a bronzy, like a tarnished bronze color in his sides and in his head. He's a little bit of yellow down towards the belly, but not as much as he looks in the on camera here. But yeah, so this is Mr. Raz. And we are going to start out, so he was paired to what we thought was a Mojave Fire yellow belly female. Turns out she has no yellow belly. So it's just Mojave and Fire we're working with her, which kind of thank God. And we're going to bring in, this is one that tested normal. So no Mojave, no Fire. And you will notice these are not the same. I'm going to hand away Mr. Mataz here. You can take him right away.
Okay.
And you'll notice that they don't look the same. However, this little dude also does not look like a normal. And some of what you'll pick up on is these pixelated eyes, more I don't know, these rounded off alien heads and things like that. Now, you know, could this guy fall within the range of normals? Yeah, but there's definitely some coloration differences, and there's definitely some pattern differences that are weird.
Raz is coming to say hi.
Hi, Mr. Raz. Some of the things that are noteworthy that are not similar between them is this guy has pretty typical white edging around the alien heads. And that's something that Raz does not have, has never had. And it's also a trait that we will see popping up in other siblings in this clutch. But yeah, so I wanted to start out with this little normal. And if you can go grab that Fire. So we had the one quote-unquote normal. We had another, oh, there's his belly. We had another one that is just a single gene Fire. And then we have 3 Mojaves and 4 Mojave Fires to look at.
Oh,
Yeah, that one can be a bit of a pistol too.
this one is grumpy.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll bring in this Fire. And not a big surprise that it's Fire, looks Fire. But again, you'll notice these funny little grainy pixelated eyes. But this is not, again, not what I would expect to see if Raz is just carrying one genetic something. But it's interesting because this one is odd looking as well. Yeah, I think that's about all the time we're going to spend on these. So I'll run, put these away, and grab the next batch. Alright, so we have 3, 6, and 8. No, 6 and 8. There we go. 3 and 8 look quite similar in a lot of ways. But there are some slight differences in tone, slight differences in the color and the blushing, but nothing hugely dramatic. 8 was notably darker early on, and it has more of that coppery head, like Dad.
Hi. What do you want me to do here?
You're fine. I'm fine. I'm
okay.
Good. And then this one obviously is substantially different from the other two. Number 6, very different color in the blushing, very different patterning. So there's definitely something in this one. Again, is this what I would have expected to see with a Mojave, what we've been calling Brimstone, with Raz? The answer is not really. I was expecting a little more dramatic, but definitely got something going on here. It's very hard to question that when you look at the two compared to the one. Although we have some funny stuff going on with these two, but you know, Mojave's all over the place. I have seen some Mojaves that do kind of look like these two. So, you know, we'll leave that at that. But here we got something. Definitely something. And pretty cool. And you can see some really, like there's some, this here, very, very resembling of Raz. And again, it's the grainy inside the alien heads. And okay, so you remember who's who?
This should be 8.
Okay, now we got this crew. We have this one that probably looks, so these are all Mojave fires they tested as. And we have this one that looks the closest to Mojave, but is still unusual in a lot of respects. We have this one that looks less like a Mojave fire and is getting more unusual. And then these two, if you can bring them up a little closer, are really funky. And I am going to give another quick peek at these. And there's, again, with Mojave fires, there's some definite variation.
Hi.
So, again, you'll see some characteristics that are very reminiscent of Raz and also very crazy. This is one, and this one is a little spooked, so I'm going to put this one back before it gets any crazier. And this one is the most reminiscent of Raz. It is also notably darker than the other ones. The dorsal stripe is different. The pattern is amped up a little bit more, although that last one, number 1, is pretty similar. But this one, I can say confidently, is definitely not just Mojave fire, and has a lot of characteristics of Dad. So this is what we've got, and the confusion about all of this is that we have some variable results and some unexpected things. Like this one I would say I would not be surprised just looking at single gene in Dad, the 2 genes in Mom, that this could be the result right here. But then we have some weirdness with others, with other babies where, you know, the question is, are we dealing with, you know, does Dad have 2 genetic things going on, 2 morphs going on in him? You know, it's a possibility. You know, it's a long shot, but it would help to explain some of what we're seeing. And, you know, is this like an all gene? It's got Mom's genes, obviously, and, you know, if Dad had 2, maybe this is what happens. And some of those other ones are where they just have 1 of the 2 genes. And so it looks like we are going to have probably years of fiddling. We have 3 females in this clutch and 4 males, which usually for an import I would be pretty excited about. In this case, I'm less, because I think what we're going to need to do is put these females back to Dad and see what happens. And I wish that we didn't have Mojave in all of the females. I think every single one has Mojave. And while Mojave is cool because it tends to be so reactive, it's also a pain in the butt because it's so variable and it's so powerful. But yeah, that's our lot. We're excited because, you know, we can very confidently say we've got something genetic going on, but we can not confidently say that we have any idea what it might be. You know, I mean, there's the funds of doing imports and dinkers, and sometimes things are weird and tough. But very cool. I mean, these are healthy babies. They're eating like crazy. Personalities are all over the place. Some are more like dad. Some are more like mom, who she is not friendly. But yeah, there's our quick little update video. Hopefully we'll, you know, do something again down the road as they change more. They've changed a lot since they hatched. Color wise, very cool to watch them change. Generally getting darker. This one's getting more of that bronzy color coming in. So yeah, we'll be doing a clutch cutting video next week, hopefully. Well, definitely. And we'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching.